Om Namo Devyai Mahadevyai Shivayai Satatam Namah Namak Prakrityai Bhadrayai Pranatasmanatniyatasmatham Om Shri Mahalakshmaischa Vidmahe Sarvashaktaischa Dhimahi Tanno Devi Prachodayat Srimatre Namaha Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. உங்களுக்கு எல்லாருக்கும் நவராத்திரி கிரீட்டிங்ஸ், மனமார்ந்த நவராத்திரி கிரீட்டிங்ஸ். இந்த தேவி நவராத்திரி டயத்தில் it is so apt to talk on Sita Devi. It is so good to share and see, look at her role in teachings and her life, and thereby her qualities. Actually, there is a misconception that her role, Sita's role in Ramayanam, is not very prominent. Everybody says that it's a Ramakatha, or even for that matter, Hanumanji Katha. It is whether it is like all these things are there, but it is far from true, because her messages, her role, everything is by setting an example, and in sukshma way, not in a very explicit, but in subtle. So we have to carefully study and understand and appreciate the qualities and teachings of Sri Mata. And it is said, Pujate Sat Sarva Vishayopa Bhoga Rachana. Pujate Sat Vishayopa Bhoga Rachana. So it is by all of us, we are now, what we are doing, we are sharing, we are looking, or we are appreciating, we are enjoying. And this Vishayam, this Katha Shravanam on Sri Mata, that itself is like doing a puja to Sri Mahalakshmi Mata on this Devi Navaratri day. So let us look at this one. And before I go, when I said her role is not very prominent, it is just a passive one, or submissive, or quiet one, people have been saying many things. But you just take Srinidhi's example of Tyagaraja Kirtana. I remember that Tyagaraja, who is a great Ramabhakta, actually, he sings in Kambodi that Ma Janaki Chatapataga, like that. So what he says is Ma Janaki, our Janaki Chatta Pattaka. So during marriage, Rama, oh Rama, because you took Mataji's hand, Janaki Mata's hand, and glory, every glory, all Kirti, you became big, like Kirtiman. So that way he says, Tyagaraja Swami sings like that, who is a big Rama Bhakta. So that much, from that we can appreciate that her importance is, it's not like she is not important role, she didn't play an important role. I will come to that other aspect of that importance of her role and things like that. Now I want to set certain things, like in the structure of this talk. I am not going into Ramayana Katha, because we all know Ramayana. I am only going to highlight certain qualities, aspects, and teachings from her life, and that is how it will be going. Now, as a background also, I want to say a few things about the birth of Ramayana itself, because that itself gives us the first great teaching of, for us. So I will explain that this way, that whether it is a Rama Katha or Sita Katha or Hanumanji Katha, is it a Katha really? So worldly view is to see it as a Katha, see it as a story. But from enlightened level, for us who are in Sanatana Dharmam, we consider it to be more than a story. Like, it is Vedanta Tattvam given in a story style, so that we, the illiterate ones, we can understand the Vedanta Tattvam. Paramatma, Jivatma, Aikyam. That is a Tattvam. Paramatma role is being played in the story by Rama, who is Mahavishnu's avataram. And Jivatma role is being played by Sri Mata, Sita Mata. She is an avataram of Sri Mahalakshmi. So this is the kind of thing. So their Aikyam, what happens? Why that Aikyam should be? It is always they are united. Okay. But in Maya, Jivatma gets separated, and ultimately it is victorious in reuniting with the Paramatma. That is the story. That is essentially the story of Ramayana. And that is beautifully, in an enjoyable way, is being told in story style. So Ramayana is written, we all know that Bhagavan Valmiki Maharshi. Valmiki Maharshi is a great poet who sang, who wrote this Ramayana. How first Valmiki was originally a man named Ratnakara. Ratnakara was a hunter living in a forest with his family, and he was a thief and a killer. Whoever passes through the forest, he used to rob them. And if they resist or if they do not part with their belongings, he will kill them. He won't even have any compunction in that. So that is how he is. One day, Narada Muni, he passes through that forest. Usual japa. Narayana, 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 Narayana. So he goes through that forest. And he sees Narada Muni and Tejas. Narada Muni's effulgence, and he thinks, oh, this man must be having lot of wealth, lot of jewelries and things like whatever it is he thought. He thought, oh, it's a good time to rob him. So he stops him and says, demands, give me all your possessions. So he immediately, what happens is, we know that, Narada Muni doesn't have, and he says so to Ratnakara. And immediately, he says, threatens, he ties him to a tree and threatens him to kill. At that time, Narada Muni says, hey, you are living a life of a thief and a killer, and it's a Mahapapam. And the Papam not only goes to you, but your family too. And if you have any doubt, you please go ask your wife whether she wants to partake in your Papam. Now Ratnakara is a little bit concerned, but having tied Narada Muni to a tree, he's thinking that, oh, he cannot run away. So he goes home, he asks his wife, who flatly refuses, nothing doing. It is all your karma, you are doing. So you neither another. I do not want any part in that. Stunned, Ratnakara immediately realizes it's all selfish, how selfish others are and things like that. He goes and falls at the feet of Narada Muni and says, please help me, please tell me what I should do. Then Narada Muni says to him, you just say Namajapa, like Rama, Rama. And why he selected Rama, Rama is also a very important tattvam in that. Because Ratnakara is illiterate. He cannot even say anything, even words will not come properly out of his mouth. So instead of Rama, Rama, he only starts with Mara, Mara. But Narada Muni says, doesn't matter, you continue. So Rama, 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 Rama. So that we all know that part. Why Rama? Rama is the simplest Namavali in the lokam, because Rama is so powerful that word itself, it a combination of Narayana and Sadashiva. Ra is Narayana's Mula Tattvam. Like if you remove Ra from Narayana, he only becomes Na-ayana, nothing, you know. And then Ma is the Shakti in Shiva. Like, you know, if you remove Ma, Na Shivaya, that means not auspicious one. So Ra and Ma are the Shakti, Narayana Shakti, Vishnu Shakti and Shiva Shakti together is a Rama. So Rama is the beautiful Nama Japa. So he says, and of course we know that Ratnakara keeps on chanting and the ant hill forms above him, and so villagers call him Valmiki, because in Sanskrit Valmiki is ant hill. So that's how he is known. Now he keeps on saying Rama, 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 and then one day he is sitting in a tapas and then enjoying the forest view in the Tamasa river banks. So he sees two birds sitting on a tree branch in loving mode. You know, they are loving couple, they are sitting. Suddenly a hunter comes and kills a bird, male bird. Male bird falls down dead. Immediately he gets so angry, so he curses the hunter. Ma nishada pratistan tomagama shashvate samaha yet kraunchi mituna de eka vadehe kama mohitam, he says. So that means what? Ma nishada, ma is stop. Nishada in Sanskrit is hunter. Hunter in Sanskrit is nishada. So he says, hey, by killing one bird, one loving couple, when they were in kama mohitam, they were so loving, and you killed one. That's a big papam. So curse on you, you will lose all glory, like that. Then immediately after that curse, he got so saddened because of that, ashamed also. Like, what's happening? And then this is the first thing coming fluently in Sanskrit out of him, out of illiterate. So when he was so sad, so in shoka, completely shoka. So the Brahma and Saraswati, they appear before him and say that these are all as per plan, and do not worry, this is a Mangala Sloka. So immediately, you know, he is thinking that how it is a Mangala Sloka. Suddenly it starts, you know, dance on him because of Saraswati Kataksha. That, hey, Ma Nishada is not stop, oh hunter. It is not that. It is Ma is Sri Mata, Mahalakshmi, and Ni Shada. Where does she reside? On Vishnu Pashatsala. So it is actually Ma Nishada is Srinivasa. That's all. Srinivasa, all glory to you for killing the evil one. So the Krauncha birds are Ravana and Mandodari. And by killing Rama, by killing Ravana, he saves the world and he gets all the glory, you know, glory to you. So immediately that is the first birth of Ramayana. So Narada Muni appears to him and he says, he blesses him. Hey, you will see Ramayana as it is running, like on a video screen, like on Zoom. You know, you will see it like, and you can write, you will be writing. So he blesses him and this one. So Narada Muni starts writing Ramayana, and he writes only up to Pattabhishekam. But after that also there is a story, Lavakusha story. So what happens in that case? Valmiki himself becomes a part of Ramayana. That is how he becomes so great. So that Valmiki's thing. So now we'll go to him, and the teaching, what it says out of this is, if a papi like Ratnakara can become Valmiki Maharshi, how through Guru's Narada's grace and doing Nama Japa, Rama 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 Rama. So that is what. So it's a teaching for us. We are all in this papam with the world. So we can become a punyatma by doing a nam. If we get a guru's kataksham, it is very good. Guru's grace, that's the best. And in case it is not there, we'll start doing Mahamantra like Srinidhi and her sister was doing, and that's a beautiful way. And automatically one gets appropriate time, the guru comes and bless, gives a grace. That is how it goes. So this is the first great teaching. See, I want to draw a parallel between Bhagavatam and Ramayana. Bhagavatam, it is explicitly said in the last canto. It is said that for Kali Yugam, this gati, namavali, namaparayana. Whereas in this, it is all sukshma. It is only by the story itself, the birth of the story itself teaches us in a subtle way. So that is the beauty of this Ramayana also. We can start enjoying. So now let us come back to the role of Sita Mata and how it is this one. Now, being a Jivatma, Paramatma, Jivatma. If you take Rama, he is a Paramatma and Sita is Jivatma. So what is more relevant to us? We are all Jivatmas. We can worship Paramatma, but we are living as a Jivatma. So Sita Mata, Mahalakshmi, Taya, as a Jivatma, she is living. And so when we look at the role and appreciate her qualities, her teachings, it immediately gets applied to us. That is a beautiful relevance. So prominent or what? It is the most prominent and correct one that we get to learn from looking at her role and teachings. Now, I will go, this is what it is. I'm not going to go in chronological order. What happens is, I'm going to highlight her qualities and life teachings, and you can appreciate her quality, and everything is consistent throughout Ramayana. So sometimes I'll be saying, pointing to the beginning of the Ramayana or end of the Ramayana suddenly, and then maybe in the middle or something like that. So excuse me for that, but hope we will all appreciate the story. Now, birth of Sita Mata is itself is like, she is an avatar, as we saw, and she is found as a baby by Janaka Maharaja while plowing in the fields. And it is said, like, like she is a Bhumi Mata's daughter. She is Bhuma Devi's daughter. And Anjile Ondru Petra Anangai Kandu, Kamban sings. So Anjile Ondru is Earth and Anang is Sita Mata. So now because she is daughter of Bhumi Mata, Bhuma Devi, she is virtue, patience of virtue. And she is also, because of that, she is very quiet. She is calm. She is composed. She has that equanimity, like, samatvam. And that samatvam is very applicable to us. Everything, even the patience is applicable to us. We need to be high. We need to develop that quality also to be patient. So she teaches us that way, even by birth itself. And how she is in a samatvam, she is teaching, like, life is up and down, lot of this one, dolayam chala dolayam. So when we go through this, she goes through in the beginning and the end and everywhere. Ashokavanam she is going through, during this one, Vanavasam she is going through, cold, heat, rain, shine, hard things, and she is not having, she is born rich and married into riches, but she loses everything, tyagam, just to follow her husband, Rama. And that way also she shows that what is the Patni Dharmam. So she speaks up, in fact, quite opposite, in many places she speaks up very firm. And this is one of the things. When Rama dissuades her from going on Vanavasa with him, because he says it will be hard and all that, she says, no, I will follow wherever you are going. That is what is the Patni Dharma. So she goes and she endures all these ups and downs and things, troubles and hardships and all that. So she has no attendance. She is royal. She is born royal and married into a royal family. She has to do everything herself. We can all appreciate so much. She has to do everything. And anyway, and then in Ashokavana also, she is taunted. She's constantly taunted by the Rakshasis and others and everybody, but she maintains her poise. She maintains her calm. She maintains her dignity. That is the first one. And when she grows up as a young girl, she plays with the Poopandu, flower ball, with her friends. And the flower ball goes under the box where Shiva Dhanush is kept in Janaka's court. So she simply, because to retrieve the ball, she just moves the box with her leg, one toe, it seems. And she retrieves. Remember when for Swayamvaram, all the kings came, including Ravana. They could not even lift the Shivadhanush. That's what, because Janaka Maharaja thought when she saw his daughter doing this, he was astonished. And that is how he takes the son, that whoever lifts and ties a bow to the Shivadhanush will marry my daughter. That's how it goes. That part we all know. So Ati Parakramam, she is showing that she has the power, strength. Any time she could have overcome Ravana, but she doesn't do it. In fact, in Ashokavana, when Ravana keeps on coming and says that you will become my Maharani, I will give you all the Lanka riches, all that kind of thing, taunts, pleads, everything. She says, hey, Ravana, with a blade of grass, I can burn you this instant, but I am not going to go back like that. So why she, even though she is so strong, she doesn't misuse it, because her purpose is not to kill Ravana. It is Rama's avatar purpose. So she knows that, and she controls, all this. That is the beauty. Again, many of us are very strong in some place, but we will misuse it very easily. So that type of a thing, Ati Parakramam, is another one. And when I said speaking up, perseverance, she perseveres and speaks up and all that. Firmness, in Chitrakoot, when Rama is so, in a despair mode, he says, I don't want to kill anybody unless without extreme provocation. She reminds him of the Kshatriya Dharma, that for him it is correct to kill or protect the rishis, the holy ones, in order to establish the Dharma. So she says that. And in Vanavasa, in Ashokavanam, when Hanumanji, he says, Mata, after, of course, he finds and all that, and he interacts with her, and he says, Mata, you please sit on my back. I will fly and go to Rama. You can join with Rama. She says no, firmly. That will be number one, cowardly act. Number two, I want Rama to come, kill, get victory over Ravana, and then take me. That is how I will go. So she says that. So very firm that way. And she shows the role of Maya, which is the most important thing for us to learn. There is so much in this. In fact, I may not have much time to explain this. So she, in Maya, she wants a golden deer. That's how she falls in the Maya. And Ravana comes, abducts her, all that. So Maya, she falls and she goes and she knows how to not to fall again into the Maya before joining Paramatma. What we all do, we fall in the Maya, we do that, and again fall in the Maya. That is why we are not able to go to Bhagavan. Satsang is not happening. So, but that is a problem there, So she shows beautifully by her life and teachings how not to fall again and again. That is a raga, dvesha. She doesn't hate anybody. She doesn't need anything else, and everything, lobha, krodha, mada, mascharya, nothing. All those things she individually she exemplifies says, and if you study that role, we will understand, we will know, we can learn from that how not to do also, she said. So this is a kind of a thing, and she is a virtue of kindness. She is really, like anbu seedayin illal tirthai. Anbu seedai. Anbu is loving. She's kind, loving. That type of mata she is. And she gives a guru upadesam to Trijata. Trijata is one of the Rakshasis who is friendly with her in Ashokavana. See, she is Vibhishana's daughter. Look at how beautiful this whole poem is, Adikavyam, that Vibhishana is a Rama Bhakta and Trijata, who is his daughter, is a Sita Bhakta. Bhakti or whatever you can say. So that when she is asking a lot of things, conversing, as a guru, she is telling Trijata the Patni Dharmam, everything, how to be, what not to do, everything like that. So that is what is the whole thing. So she is in fact considered as a guru to not only womanhood, like, she is the epitome of womanhood. She is like a real, example for the woman. But not only to women, to men also, to us all, everybody, she is a guru because her teachings are relevant to us also, everybody. So she is also, she shows another subtle aspect, whom to trust, not to trust, which is very important for us in life. That is very good thing, like with her interaction with Hanumanji, first she thinks he may be one of the Rakshasas, Rupam and things like that. But then, interacting with him, she comes to know that I don't want to go into too many details. And she knows that he is trustworthy. So she determines that in a specific way. And then trusting, she gives most important secret. Whatever happened in her personal life with Rama, only Rama and she know that. So she gives it to Hanumanji. So असुबर दीन जानकी माता, राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा, सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा. See, Ram Rasayana, Tumare, she gives a Rasayana, right? Rasayana is secret. That one. Because Chudamani, anybody probably by stealing and this one can go show it to Rama and say, oh, I have seen, contains it. But in addition, this Rasayana, so she knows that this will definitely convince Rama that I am alive, I am here, like that. So that is what, when Rama hears that, he gets a life, it seems. She gives life back to him when he is in Shoka. So it is very interesting, all these things. And at the end, she is going to Valmiki Maharishi's ashram, because she is separated again because somebody said ill about her, and Rama sends her away. And she is in Valmiki ashram raising Lavakusha. So Valmiki now plays a role as a guru to the kids, and he teaches Ramayana, Kirtanas, and they sing. And that is how, initially Rama is ignoring and all that, and then he gets convinced and they unite. Uniting Lavakusha with their father is her mission. So now what happens? Her role and is like an avataram, and now it is coming to an end. Like she could have gone back to uh, Ayodhya as a Maharani and enjoyed again wealth, but she doesn't want. Why? She doesn't want any name, fame, or anything like that in self-interest. She is the one absolutely selfless, I can say. So it's like a Guruji's motto for GOD organization is no name, no fame, no self-interest, only God. So she lives by that example and shows that example, and she is going, my mission, my avatar mission is, uh, you know, getting over, and Vamsham, Lavakusha are with their father. Raghukula Vamsham will continue. She ensures that. She ensures that. And so her mission is 100% complete. So once the mission, the purpose of her avataram is complete, she doesn't want to be there. She doesn't want name. She doesn't go back to Ayodhya to be a Pattatrani. So she goes into Bhuma Devi from where she came. So that is how beauty it is. And this is a really enjoyable, appreciable, relevant, most relevant to Jivatmas like us, that she played, willingly played, Mata willingly playing a Jivatma role. Doesn't she know that there is no golden deer? She knows, but the desire she is showing, the desire can be so strong that it will obliterate all the reason. Manam becomes more powerful than buddhi, intellect. So when that happens, this is what the result will be there. So this is all teachings she has said, and I hope I have highlighted and shared with you all on this auspicious Devi Navratri evening, and my thanks to everybody. And I will end it with உள்ளத்தில் உள்ளபடி உள்ள இறைவனை உள்ளம் உருக வழிபட்டால் உருகும் உள்ளம் சிறப்பதோடு உள்ளத்தில் உறையும் இறைவனை உண்மையில் உணரலாம். See? ஓம் தத் சத் एवं वेद इत्युपनिषत्. And now Janaki Kanta Smaranam, Jai Jai Rama Rama, Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai.